Hey guys, Whitney here, and today I am going to do my first tag. Why is that so hard to say? First, and then first, I don't know, I'm weird, I know. But you guys know that I love tags, and so I seen that Megan Hearts Makeup did this tag, so it had some interesting questions, so I figured I would do it as well. So there is a lot of questions, but let's go ahead and get through it. First tweet, and I will insert a picture of that. It is so stupid, but it was to my cousin, and I was just being silly and joking. So if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, the link will be down below. First YouTube video. First YouTube video was, I think, in the end of November of 2012, and it was a ornament video, and I was showing you how to do like swirly looking painted ornaments. So it was kind of awkward. I wasn't very comfortable in front of the camera. First person I subscribed to on YouTube. I would say the first person that I subscribed to on YouTube was Megan Hearts Makeup. It was her and Candy Johnson. Like, if I hadn't have found those two, I would have never known that there was a beauty community. And to this day, I still am obsessed with their videos. I think they are both just great, awesome people. First Facebook profile pic. And I deleted that. I deleted a bunch of old pictures a long time ago because they were kind of embarrassing and dorky. I'll insert the oldest picture on my personal Facebook, which is from 2010. Do you still talk to your first love? I wouldn't call him my first love. I mean, I thought I was in love. It's complicated, but yeah, I still talk to him occasionally. I haven't talked to him in a while, but yeah, I do still talk to him a little bit. What was your first alcoholic drink? I'm not a drinker. I haven't even bought my first legal drink, and I will be 23 years old this year, so just to tell you that. I don't even remember. I probably took a sip off my mom's wine or champagne at a wedding when I was like 16 or 17. What was your first job? My first job was at a flea market in my town, and I was selling t-shirts at this gigantic booth, and I worked there for a couple of years, and I made pretty good money, but the guy was a jerk, so he wouldn't let me off for my birthday, so basically fired me. What was your first car? My first car was a white Ford Taurus. It was a 2001, and it was so junky. It had been previously wrecked, and it wasn't put back together right, so it is pretty ugly. It's still in my family, actually. My dad uses it as a work car. And speaking of cars, I actually got a new car. It is a 2012 Altima Coupe, which I am so excited about. I absolutely love it. It's beautiful. I feel so awesome. Like, I feel like so cool going down the road in it. Who is the first person to text you today? I would say the first person to text me today was Jeremy, and he said, "Why didn't you text me when you woke up?" Who was the first person you thought of this morning? My dad, because he's wonderful. He brought me breakfast this morning. Who was your first grade teacher? That seems so long ago, and I really can't remember. I think it was Miss Bruner, and she was awesome. I also did Taekwondo, and we knew each other from that. So yeah. Where did you go on your first ride on an airplane? I've never been on an airplane, but I have been on a helicopter. Whenever I went to Gatlinburg, they had helicopter rides, so I went up in one, and it was awesome. It was so beautiful looking down at the water and the woods and stuff. But I would love to go on an airplane and fly to somewhere awesome though. Who was your first best friend, and do you still talk? My first best friend is Jamie. I met her in kindergarten, and we still talk to this day. We're still really, really good friends, and I hear from her multiple times a week. She doesn't live in the same state as me anymore, but I still love her just as much, and we will be friends till death. Where was your first sleepover? My friend Kelly's. I think it was in 3rd or 4th grade, and her mom wanted us to go to bed at like 8 o'clock at night, and I wasn't used to going to bed that early, so me and her cousin stayed up all night, and we braided each other's hair, so we would, like, every single piece of hair was braided in miniature braids. What was the first thing you did this morning? I woke up to breakfast. My dad brought me some breakfast from Wendy's, some biscuits and gravy. Yeah, breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. I like to have supper for breakfast as well. What was the first concert you ever went to? I went to a lot of Christian concerts when I was younger with my church youth group, but first, like, famous person that I actually seen was Hillary Duff. She came to my state fair one year, and I seen her. It was awesome. She put on a really good show. First broken bone. This makes me laugh because my first broken bone just happened this week. I'll tell you the story of how it happened. I broke my toe. I just came back from the car lot looking at the car that I bought, but I didn't know I was going to get it yet, and the car lot was calling, and I didn't know what to say to him because my mom does all the financial stuff. She helps me out. I was going to hand her the phone, and the car salesman was on the line, and my dad was fixing to cut grass, and so the weed eater was on my concrete by my steps, and I was running, and I fell and tripped on it, and my toes are really tiny, and they went inside the motor of the weed eater, and it broke. And really, it took a hunk of meat out of my toe, like in between two of them, and it hurt so bad. And the car salesman heard everything. He heard me crying and yelling, and it was just crazy. First piercing. My first piercing was probably my lobe when I was an itty bitty baby. First foreign country you've gone to. I've never been to a foreign country, which sucks. I want to go to Italy or Bahamas. First movie you remember seeing. That is really, really hard to answer, but I remember when I was little, I used to be obsessed with 101 Dalmatians, and then I also really loved Beauty and the Beast. I was obsessed with both. When was your first detention? I think my first detention was in elementary school. Whenever I was in elementary school, we had these planners wherever we wrote down our homework for the day, and whenever we get our homework done at nighttime, we would have to get our parents to sign off on the planners stating that we did our homework. And one day I forgot to get my mom's signature, and they gave me detention. That is so stupid. Who was your first roommate? I can't answer this question because I don't live out on my own and I don't have a roommate. But one day when I do live out on my own, I definitely will have a roommate because I could never live alone. Because whenever I'm home alone just at my parents' house, I think I hear noises and I freak out. If you had one wish, what would it be? If I had one wish, it would be to have some money to help my parents out, to help so that my dad doesn't have to work as hard. He works 75 hours a week, and it is just so hard on him, and he does a lot for this family. So I would really like to help him out because he's just an awesome father. What was the first sport you were involved in? The first sport that I was involved in that I'd ever gotten in was Taekwondo. I got in it really, really young. I believe I was 6 or 7, and I was, even as a little kid, I did Taekwondo tournaments against other kids, and I won a lot of trophies. And then another sport I did was competitive swimming, and I didn't do so good, but I was in good shape, and I really enjoyed it. And if I could be on a swim team right now, I think I would. What is the first thing you do when you get home? First thing I do when I get home, I don't know. Probably check my phone, check Facebook. Probably go charge my phone, because whenever I'm out in public, I'm always on it, and by the time I get home, it's dead. When was your first kiss? I don't remember my first kiss. I kissed a lot of kids. But the first kiss that meant something was when I was 17, and it sucked because the guy had long hair. He's one of those skater dudes. And when I went to go kiss him, I kissed his hair instead of his lips. So it sucked. It was completely awkward. But anyways, guys, that is the end of the questions. I hope you do this tag as well. I thought this was kind of fun. Hopefully it wasn't boring. And yeah, so just remember that you guys are awesome, beautiful, and loved by me. So thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.